Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, where it's time. We have to figure out we have to lay the blame on somebody. And I honestly don't really know who we can blame here, outside of the security guard. Okay, let's go. I sighed first. that was my actual reaction, is we are boned. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Poor guy. Like, I'm assuming since we're defending him, he didn't actually do it. I hope one of these trials, the person we are defending is actually guilty. Because that would make I think that would make for an interesting twist and kind of keep you on your toes. I don't know. Don't tell me if there is, but I think that could be interesting. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well, Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Oh, that's bad. Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So, who is this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder? Oh, the assistant girl. That's definitely possible. Okay. I'll go through my evidence. I feel like it's got to be the security guard. It's also one of those things that just feels like so obvious. Card key for the studio, that's definitely not going to help. Guide map. I feel it's got to be. I'm just going to go with the guard. It's got to be. It was the security lady. Windy old bag. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Ah, okay. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There's only one person other than Mr. Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, old bag. Well, what? Whippersnapper? Order. Is this true, old bag? Old bag? That's Miss Old Bag to you. Miss Old Bag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the samurai costume, then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. What about on the way back, though? If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes II, baby. What? That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? He just doesn't want to get involved. The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. But what?
What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so y'all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this in a whole new way? Give Granny a break. I feel like last time I gave someone a break, it didn't go well for me. Basically, everything was bad anyway. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldberg's actions on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer?
You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too.
Indeed.
That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler though, as you said, 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure? Or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders, Dave, whippersnapper?
I have proof. Wait, I have proof?
But proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder?
I'm leaning towards the card key because I don't think they could have gotten in otherwise. I'm gonna go with it. I don't think it's either that or the map, but I think I'm gonna go with the card key. The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. However, you need a card key to enter Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studios have a card key?
I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this?
Windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first.
Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name?
Something old bag, Your Honor.
Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Wait, what?
Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me. I'm talking.
Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk?
Well, testify.
My lips were sealed.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're gonna go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Whoa, I don't even know where to begin.
Ms. Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until just now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
Well, why didn't you do what you were told when you were told to open your... Yeah, never mind. Probably not worth thinking about. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination?
Okay. Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. What? So you were told not to talk.
That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less.
Why didn't I hear about this?
Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. There were some other people at the studio.
Who? I want to know. Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director? You should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course.
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
I didn't think about that. That it's like, how could there only be 3 people on set to shoot a TV show? So where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Yes, there was. It was where the thing was knocked down.
Well, if you look at your guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left.
The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. I feel like I said, that's got to be important to this. That's going to be a thing eventually.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination?
I think I already asked all my questions, but...
Continue.
I said they had nothing to do with it. Alright, I just want to go through everything. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder.
I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
So you got your bonus and you still talked. I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. I'm gonna go one more. I guess there's no harm in getting as much info as I can. Keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio. They said they had nothing to do with it. They told me to just pretend they hadn't been at studios that day. So they were actually in the studio.
Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came.
Alright, I'm actually starting to like Edgeworth a little bit more. I'm sure it'll fade, but for right now, just... I'll kill this woman, I swear it. I feel sorry for Edgeworth. Almost. She really left him hanging on this one.
But if you're gonna go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Them? Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director? You should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through? Yeah, okay. I think we talked about this. Of course. Yeah, okay. So where were these people? Oh, well, this is the one I did already. Yeah, own Studio 2 trailer, Studio 2 services. Yes, there was a Studio 2. Come on, Phoenix, get with the program. Yeah, so that's where that path is. So that's going to play into this somehow. I think they're going to be like, how could we have gotten out? There was a tree in the way. It's a hidden passageway. There's something. I don't know. There's something.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination?
Yeah, I think we'll take a break. Your Honor, we have learned that there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers.
The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Ms. Oldbag.
Why do I keep calling her Oldberg? What was, I'm trying to think of, Oxpath Travelers. What was wasn't there an Oldberg? No, I think it was a Hornburg. I don't know. Whatever. I think I'm thinking of Ulbrich. I don't know. The mind has gone away. And more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This is today's proceeding in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. Well, we didn't lose the case, so there's that. October 18th, 104, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Really, it's nothing. Or should I say, I don't know what that sniffing noise is supposed to be. At first I thought he was just crying. We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination.
So Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that steel samurai costume? Could it really have been an old windbag?
What do you think, Mr. Powers?
I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers.
Poor old windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her.
A little bit. Just because now she's being accused of murder, and I don't know. I don't think she did it. Again, like, she's a little too obvious, plus she seems to really like Jack Hammer, so I'm like, why killing him just to spite Will Powers seemed a little far-fetched, but possible. But now I don't know. Now that there are other players in, I don't think it's her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation.
Okay, let's get down to the studios.
Okay, let's get down to the studios.
Right. We'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks, guys.
To be continued. In the next episode, we'll probably end this one here. Yeah, I think we'll end the episode here. Yeah, I know it's a little short, but it seems like a good breaking point. So we'll just stop here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Man, for anyone who hasn't played this before, if you've played it, you know who did it. Don't tell me, but I'd be curious for anyone who hasn't played this before that wants to take a stab. Do you think Windy Oldbag did it? I feel like it's not her. I really feel like, I don't even know if she was there to be like a red herring or just like there to kind of like get us to this point where now there's more characters involved. Probably that one, really. So anyway, or just let me know what you guys are thinking of the series in general. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.